What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with more Winning Wednesday, and we're going to start the day off real heavy again because we have part 3 of Pedogate today. Let's see how that lasts. We're still up on the YouTubes.
We are.
Still up on the YouTubes. So give us a follow, hit the subscribe button, whatever platform you're listening, Rumble, Foxhole, Cloud Hub, Facebook, and YouTube's Winning Wednesdays. And we are now on the new platform, Kick. So go and check that out. It's actually a pretty cool platform. It's the new platform that all the streamers are going to away from Twitch because of Twitch's censorship. So check that out. And we're about to be on Rockfin too, which I'm really excited about.
Nice.
So look out for that as well. But if you guys tuned in or missed out on yesterday's episode, Tuesday night, 8:30, Mr. Garrett Goldsberry joined us, and we had some fun. So go and check out last night's episode of We the People Radio on our Rumble channel. We did our normal, usual gangbang on the government, not typical Winning Wednesday content, but it was a lot of fun. So make sure you go and check that out. Mr. fucking Big Shot over here with 10K followers.
10K? Yo, what do you mean 10K?
You're 12K now? Excuse me.
I think so.
12K?
I'm close, bro. I think I'm about like 11.8 or 11.9. I should be at 12 by the end of the day, hopefully.
That'd be fucking wild.
Dude, it's insane. I'm literally getting like 1,000 followers a day. Yeah, I'm at 11.8 right now.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
It makes no rhyme or reason, but whatever. Let's ride the storm.
Alan just sent me a text message of an Instagram, and I'm not going to say what it is, but we talked about it pre-show. He sent me the Instagram post.
That's fantastic.
Oh, we're going to check it out later. Oh, my goodness. What a fucking mess. What a mess. I'm so glad I'm free of that. Oh, all right.
Free at last.
I've always been free. Fuck that. But
I know. Nah, dude, I told you it doesn't look good.
I don't have to deal with it or walk people off ledges or anything because I've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I'm done with it.
We all have.
I am done with it. Yeah. So let me take my morning microdose. Shout out to Kush Creams and Silver Vitamins. Number one topical in the game, 21-time Canada's Cup Award winning. Go pick up yours today. KushCreams.com, code WPRUSA. Can't forget my Page Cigars, the number one cigars in the game. Garrett, you're not a cigar smoker. You should start smoking cigars. These are unbelievable. I'm not a big cigar smoker either, but every opportunity I get to light one of these bad boys up, I'm sparking it up. I love these things. They're fantastic. They're very enjoyable.
My problem is I don't have the ability to sit still that long with all my fucking kids running around and doing this and doing that.
I don't either. I don't sit. I just can't sit still. But like, and that's why I'm not like I don't sit down and smoke a cigar like Alan does. Yeah. But like, if there's an occasion where I get to light up a cigar, I'm pulling my Page cigars out right away. I gotta go if I'm going golfing or you know.
You doing shit without kids and where it's not frowned down to smoke in front of all your kids.
Not frowned to smoke in front of your kids.
I can't be at like the swim meet and be like, "Hey, there, Sonny."
No, you can't be in the swim meet. But
can't
like,
be in the wrestling room and be like, "Let's do this, buddy."
If you're at the park or like just hanging out in the backyard with the kids while you're cooking some meats, you can light up a fat.
Yeah, no, then I can do that. But I need like the smaller ones. I can't have like one of them fucking big mammer jammers. What is the Moab's the smaller one?
Moab's the big one. That's the huge one.
Oh yeah, mother of all bombs. What is it?
The Hellfire is the small one, but that one's really heavy and dark. I can only smoke half of that one before I'm like, but it's really strong flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. It's really tasty. I like the Mark 48 because it's just super smooth. Every time I smoke one, I said it last night, every time I smoke one, I wish I had more to smoke. And can't forget our friends over at Serious CBD. Go to GetSeriousCBD.com and code WPRUSA should get you some sort of discount. I don't know if what's available right now, but yeah, lots going on in the world of news and information. There's a lot going on. I think we're winning bigly personally. I think there's a lot of things that are coming out that they're literally terrified and their backs are up against the wall, and this is why they're acting the way that they're acting. And you know, we didn't really get to mention it last night because we did
did a bunch of topics last night.
Yeah, we didn't even cover all the topics that
we didn't, and I think we were saving what we didn't cover last night for today a little bit before we go into Pedogate.
No, because we didn't. We only have an hour today, so I just don't want to. If we finish the documentary, then we'll
cover it after.
Yeah, we'll cover it after because some of it's a little long-winded.
Yes.
But what I wanted to say is that you know, we are seeing a lot of things that are waking people up on a regular basis, faster than I ever imagined. Maybe not fast enough for some, but faster than I ever imagined. And the one thing that I think is going to unite the people and bring us all together is the crimes against humanity, the pedophilia, all of these sick, disgusting crimes. Because in most cases, in the large majority of cases, crimes against children, human trafficking, doesn't matter what side of the aisle on, what your background is, whether you're gay, straight, black, white, what religion, doesn't matter. Everybody should be able to come to the agreement that stuff is evil and should be stopped at all costs. And we're finding out tons and tons of information. We just got the announcement that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide officially. I think that's them getting ready for disclosures and things like that and more evidence. Like it's just out of the blue we're talking about this. Like I thought they confirmed that it was a suicide right off the rip. Like I don't know why this is coming up on the news. So I think they're preparing us for information. Plus you have all the cyber attacks looming, the World War III looming, all these things that if information breaks, they're going to pull the plug so we don't find out about it, because that will be, I think, the nail in the coffin for the global elite to find out that the people that most people looked up to or idolized are sick, evil fucks.
Yeah, and I also think that's why they're making this big push to normalize having kids around this type of behavior, whether it's at the Pride events, whether it's at, like we talked a little bit last night, how they rescued a bunch of kids that were in in Boston. There was like 6 cross-dressers, 1 died, sex toys, and a bunch of little kids in there. So I think they're trying to normalize it because it's going to come out. You can't keep a lid on something this crazy forever. And people are seeing this more and more every day. People are being disgusted by it more and more every day. People are waking up to like, oh, this isn't about me being tolerant or accepting of same-sex marriage. This has nothing to do with it. They're exploiting, trafficking, and fucking little kids.
Bro,
like, it's not okay.
We had this pride parade all over the country. All over the country, all these major Democrat cities were having these big pride events. And listen, if you want to go and like wear rainbows and, wear full clothes and like have a parade and celebrate, sure, whatever. Like, I don't fucking care. Go do it. But these people,
no, it's just sex acts on display in the fucking open market, man.
In the street, everybody's naked. Like everybody. I don't care if it's a bunch of smoking hot tens walking around. Don't get me wrong.
You're not bringing your kids to that.
But I'm not bringing any children around there. Exactly. No. And if I see that with kids around, I'm going to have just as much outrage as I am about this pride parade. It's not okay for kids to be seeing this. And then you have guys like Brian Krasenstein or whatever.
Oh, God. He drives me insane.
Kids see their dad and their brother naked all the time. Like, what's worse, you sharing all this stuff for kids to see, or the kids going to see it in person?
They can go to nude beaches. Republicans are okay with that, but like these are choices that people are making to bring their children into these things. Also, the thing, you see your dad or your brother naked all the time, like you live in the same fucking house. Like there's gonna be times where that happens. It's not like you're slinging your ding dong in his face.
What are we, the Joey Bag of Donuts family? Like where we just shower with our kids and touch them inappropriately? Brian Krasenstein, you fucking sicko. No, it's disgusting, dude. It's absolutely disgusting.
Dude, that guy, like, I can't even take him seriously because he literally contradicts himself in every
he's
post.
paid
He
chill.
will post something and then 10 minutes later contradict himself in the post. And then he sits there like he's the fucking moral compass of all things. And then he has to explain to you, like, you're a fucking idiot on why this is, you should think this way and
They're
why
so
this
insane.
matters for the Democrats, but it doesn't matter for Republicans and how there's this and there's that. He's such a fucking tool.
Soros stooge, and it's so funny. These people say that they're not paid shills, and I actually have something docked up for posting later today because I was scrolling through Twatter,
and
JoJo from Jers and Harry Sissy
They're so fucking terrible.
Within 2 minutes had the same exact post.
It's almost word for word.
Donald Trump is a traitor. That is all. That's literally, they posted the same thing within minutes.
Exact thing. Yep.
I'm like, tell me you're a paid shill without telling me you're a paid shill. Like,
Well,
you space this out a little further, you fucking idiots.
Did you see? I know. Well, no, they get the marching orders and then they go through. So I retweeted one of Krasenstein's tweets today. And let me see. Hold on. I'll read it real quick because it has to go with this. He starts going off, right? Is Donald Trump a groomer? Literally, dozens of girls have come forward claiming Donald Trump would use them for teen beauty pageants to take advantage of 14, 15, 16-year-old girls. Shauna Lee was only 14 when she was the entrant for Canada in the 1992 Look of the Year contest. Girls were asked to walk down the staircase, dance in front of Trump. It is a very small area, and I can see them laughing and making fun of the girls, most of them who were 15, 16 years old. She said in an interview in this book, these men were older than my father at the time, looking girls up and down and objectifying them. It was kind of gross. I don't think doing that had anything to do with being a professional model. Trump is also accused of wandering around these teen dressing rooms before runway shows. I was thinking, what is this old guy doing back here? He said, I was changing and looked up, and he was looking and doing a slow stroll by, checking out the girls. Isn't this the definition of grooming? Do these people who vote for him really care about groomers, or is it a political crutch? Now, then one of his replies says, I mean, there's literally video evidence. That's what he says. I'm like, there's literally video, bank records, audio of Hunter Biden smoking crack, fucking illegal federal gun, banging hookers, writing them off on his tax returns, having meetings with his fathers, audio evidence of quid pro quo. But now you're saying, oh, there's audio and video evidence that works. Second of all, not defending Donald Trump, but you're sending these 14, 15-year-old girls to a fucking thing that says, who's the next look? So you're entering yourself into that fucking contest. Right? You got no audio. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so you're literally entering yourself into that contest, right? And then walking around backstage. I don't know. I run a grappling event, and we've been at MMA shows, and the promoter's going to be walking backstage, making sure everything's doing. And we have to get changed. You got to put your cup on. You got to do all that. And there's minimal dressing rooms in certain venues.
Well,
right?
here's the thing. Like, I think child beauty pageants are the biggest crock of shit ever.
No, I don't agree with them at all. They're retarded.
I think they shouldn't have them. I mean, when you're a teenager, maybe it's okay.
Well, that's 14, 15, 16, so they're teenagers, they're saying.
I'm more okay with that than I am with children because the kids have some sort of
like the John Bonet Ramsey shit.
Understanding of what's going on. But a lot of these kids, these parents shove them into this and put them in these sticky situations.
Very much so.
So I'm not a big fan of beauty pageants to begin with. As far as
you also see that's a start for these kids that get in Hollywood. They win some sort of who's the cutest little kid. Then they put them in a commercial. Then they groom them there, and the parents just want their kids to be famous so much that they're just selling them off. And oh yeah, take him, take Junior, take this one. Get the fuck out of there, dude. My kids are fucking adorable, and people are always like, you should put them in commercials. You should do this. They got personalities, everything. I'm like, I am not putting them into the fuckery of that shit.
Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Disney, they would fucking kill it.
especially the baby. The baby was
no, he's an animal.
the baby would be a superstar.
Did you see actually Gunner, he's like the YouTube, he's like a cartoon character, my middle one, man. But and the older one's real pretty. I said, lucky you're tough because you're so pretty. You know. Lost audio on you.
I said pretty boy Floyd. I hit the
yeah, he is pretty boy Floyd.
I really think that the one thing that's going to bring us together is that, and they're going to not stop at any cost to prevent that information from coming out. I think that's the worst possible outcome for them. So with that out of the way, let's get into Pedogate Part 3 by Mouthy Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's all about Ghislaine Maxwell. So this is a good one to get into. So let's have some fun. Attorney, are you a citizen of the United States? Maxwell, yes. Attorney, are you a citizen of England? Maxwell, yes. Attorney, are you a citizen of any other land? Maxwell, Terramar.
I'm delighted today for the first time to be able to have the Weather Channel have a look at what's happening for the first time in history, actually, in the high seas.
Thank you so much, Gillian. And we've got wonderful new technology here at the Weather Channel, and we are able to deliver a point forecast for the Arctic high seas. Temperatures will, for the most part, only get up into the negative 20s Celsius through the entire week.
Research by Memory Hold.
On July 2nd, 2020, an arrest was made.
FBI agents arrested Ghislaine Maxwell yesterday, nearly 1 year to the day after Epstein was arrested.
All signs pointed to this particular incident being the story of our time.
I think a lot of people are wondering, the big question overall is, what does Ghislaine Maxwell know about what Jeffrey Epstein is alleged to have done?
Unfortunately, most of the public opinion in the U.S. is controlled by media corporations. So as soon as the coverage of Ghislaine's arrest ended, social media stopped discussing it, and the coronavirus took center stage.
The Dow is set to open about 15 seconds from now. It is expected to surge on positive coronavirus vaccine news. You can watch the big board as it opens this morning.
But among all the gossip and brief media coverage, a crucial aspect of Maxwell's story has gone largely unnoticed, the implications of which and the groups that surround it are as vast as they are mysterious. This is Ghislaine Maxwell's Terramar project. According to the New York Times, Terramar was a, quote, opaque organization that had no offices and gave no grants to other organizations. And shortly after Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, Terramar officially announced their closure. But what was the Terramar project? At first glance, it would appear that the now infamous Ghislaine Maxwell had a soft spot for the environment.
We have created 5 gigantic gyres of plastic and garbage that swirl in the open ocean. This is the largest fishing net. It fits 12 Boeing 747s in its mouth. We don't know very much about the ocean, actually, it turns out. Less than about 1% of it has been explored. So however you feel about the creatures in the ocean, the more of them that we have, the better, the healthier, and the more resilient is our ocean.
One can easily agree with the sentiment of protecting the environment. But as you're about to see, Maxwell's Terramar project isn't just about, quote, protecting the oceans, but controlling and owning them.
So the ocean is the next frontier. It's the next big debate. It's the next big grab of space.
The person who has been the inspiration behind the Sustainable Oceans Alliance, who has something called Terramar Project. She controls the oceans around the world. And therefore, I invite my dear friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, to tell us how we can own the oceans.
Controls the oceans around the world.
3 seconds.
Stop that for a second.
Owner.
So the craziest thing is you're seeing her sit on these panels like at the equivalent of like the UN and everything else. And she's in these circles, and all these high head dignitaries are like, my good friend, my good friend. You're going to tell me it ain't one giant conspiracy?
Not all connected. This bitch, this guy literally just said she owns the fucking ocean.
The ocean. And you can travel on the oceans and under the oceans. Go ahead.
Where there's submarines.
Yep.
Ownership and control of the world's oceans carries with it all kinds of possibilities. Most of the human population has no idea what's going on in the depths of the sea. Maxwell, however, knows a thing or two about the high seas.
Started when I was a little girl. I grew up watching Jacques Cousteau on TV and became mesmerized with the oceans. It led to me becoming a deep worker submersible pilot.
But Shirley Ghislaine's ties to child trafficking have no relation to her, quote, Terramar project. But this perspective begins to break down as soon as one browses the individuals and groups associated with the organization. According to Maxwell's recent testimony, Jeffrey Epstein supplied her with funding for Terramar. But that's obvious, right? But if we move along, we see that this picture shows Maggie Nixon with Barack Obama. The same Maggie Nixon pictured here.
Maggie Nixon.
Who was in a film that was created by oceanographer Sylvia Earle.
Ever since I met Sylvia, I was absolutely enamored with her. Just really inspired with her love of the ocean and of exploring and creating like short films for each hope spot.
Great to see you.
You know, there's so many of your constituents who are out there that most people don't even know about.
I had a question for you, and that is, what's it like going down 1,000 meters?
I'd love to show you.
Huh? I mean, I've done some diving, but I think right around 100, I kind of say, okay, it's time to turn back.
This is the same Sylvia Earle that in early 2019 said, quote, I am thrilled to be a founding citizen of Terramar.
Oh, founding citizen.
Maggie Nixon was the granddaughter of Agnes Nixon, creator of the soap opera All My Children.
To you, excellent Susan.
And is the daughter of Sarah Nixon, who can be seen here tagged with a group of apparent friends. Notice the name Sarah and the username 3 Ring Circus. As you can see, the username checks out because we can verify that 3 Ring Circus on Instagram is in fact Sarah Nixon. But what's the big deal with this picture? It's certainly not suspicious to hang out with friends. Well, given that I've already been kicked off YouTube, now I can show you who Sarah Nixon appears to be having a lot of fun with.
Owner of Comet Ping Pong in Washington, D.C. James, thank you so much for being here.
This insane conspiracy idea filled with just lies about this impossible international conspiracy of human traffickers involving Hillary Clinton.
It goes without saying that Alefantis surrounds himself with the highest of the elite class, many of whom mired in patterns of apparent Satanism and human trafficking. A rabbit hole I won't go down again, with the exception, however, of one of Alefantis' friends, Matt Hollenby. Matt is the program director of the Weiss Foundation, another, quote, nonprofit dedicated to protecting the environment, most notably the oceans. The Weiss Foundation receives its grant money from Oceana Incorporated, which is owned by the Pew Charitable Trust. And who runs the Pew Charitable Trust?
Tamara Lozado. Tamara, welcome.
Thank you.
Tamara is currently the Senior Vice President at the Pew Charitable Trusts, where she manages government relations for Pew.
Tamara, why don't you give your opening presentation?
Great. Thank you very much, and great to see everybody. Thank you for giving me a job.
Tamara Lozado made an appearance in John Podesta's leaked emails. Here she writes to John Podesta, quote, we plan to heat the pool, so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will be Uber service to transport Ruby Emerson and Meve Luzado, 11, 9, and almost 7. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. The way you perceive this email, Ruby Emerson and Meve
We plan to heat the pool so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will Uber service to transport Ruby Emerson and Maeve Lozado, 11, 9, and almost 7. I'm guessing that's age. I'm just taking a wild guess.
I think that would be a good guess, James.
You will have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure.
Sick fucks.
So this is part of the Podesta email leak. This is in the email leak that WikiLeaks released.
Yep.
This is a real email. This is not some make-believe email. Like, to sit here and say that this is normal, that this is like a regular conversation to be having, and there's nothing out of the ordinary. You're retarded.
Yeah.
You are literally retarded.
Yes.
Because this is sick. Bonnie will Uber service to transport Ruby. Like, who's Bonnie? One.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we find that out. And Ruby, Emerson, and Maeve, young kids. Like, why are they coming with this woman, Bonnie? Why aren't they with their parents? Who are their parents? Where are their parents? And what's going on with these kids? And they're the entertainment. The kids are the entertainment in the pool.
Yeah, why are you telling that to a 60, 70-year-old man?
Yeah, who doesn't have kids? Like, why are you going to be entertained by these fucking kids? You sick fuck. You sick fuck. Like it'd be one thing if he was the message was like, oh, Ruby, Emerson, and Maeve are coming. They're 11, 9, and 7. They're excited to hang out with Grandpa, or they're excited to hang out with, an email like that. Like,
even if you didn't like kids, be like, oh, there's gonna be little kids there. Stay away from that pool. Go hang out inside.
Yeah, or something to that effect. That's a normal email, but like to say that, oh, they're the entertainment in the pool, like, that's fucking weird, dude.
Very weird.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Email. It's a good marker. There we go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, James.
I
didn't do it.
Too far.
And by this group, I mean the single most powerful subscribers. In childcare by her slur. Transport Ruby Emerson and Maeve Lozado, 11, 9, and almost 7. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. The way you perceive this email might depend on how you perceive Evie's Crib, a family blog that was ran by the same Tamara Lozado, and a related blog called Jack's Place. Notice the labels on Tamara's blog, which are used to help visitors find what they want. To name a few: baby Ambien, bones, filth, parental manipulation, psychopath, tranquilizers, slurp. In this post, Tamara writes, Evie will be joined in childcare by her buddy Jack, who she links here. This image on Jack's Place shows their baby with a sensor over his privates. Ken and Stephanie, who apparently ran this page, comment below, quote, unrated versions of this photo available only to premium subscribers.
What?
Jokes or otherwise, this is still more of the same deviant debauchery associated with infants and children coming from this group. And by this group, I mean the single most powerful people in the world. These families belong to vast, extended genealogies, and they fund and control the same nonprofit organizations. For example, among Oceana Inc.'s board of directors include the Rockefeller family, a family almost always found near the most peculiar and powerful historical events and organizations. The Terramar Project and those associated with it is like a who's who of the world's global elite. Next, you're going to tell me that Terramar is associated with the Clinton dynasty, right?
You don't say. You don't say. You don't say. Terramar donated $1.2 million.
Military officer Scott Borgerson was listed as a board member of the Terramar Project in 2013.
So I'd like to begin with the topic of public-private partnerships.
Scott is the CEO of Cargo Metrics, a maritime innovation company attempting to, quote, digitize global shipping. The word maritime refers to seafaring commercial or military activity. And, quote, maritime transport has to do with the transport of goods or people via waterways. What separates Scott's maritime transport methods from others is its focus on artificial intelligence with the goal of creating fully autonomous giant industrial self-driving ships, with particular focus on the international, quote, race for the Arctic.
So the Arctic, again, is becoming central as the ice recedes, opens up these oil and gas resources, and the potential for shipping shortcuts as well. I think that there's little clandestine activity happening in the Arctic, but the truth is we don't really know because the United States and Canada aren't really sure what ships are transiting there now. But I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that Al-Qaeda or international terrorism or other transnational crimes such as drugs or human trafficking will go through the Arctic because it's such a long, arduous, still cold place.
Why is this group so focused on the Arctic Ocean?
I would say a master plan would work because it would force capital and finance ministers and governors to and presidents to get together to make the basic projects in the Arctic happen.
Necker Island.
My normal day starts waking up quite early, maybe about 5 o'clock. Get my emails done in bed generally before Joan wakes up. Then I try to keep up with the news because we've got 1 or 2 organizations that are doing global issues, so it's very important I know what's going on in the world.
The Podesta leaks revealed that Richard Branson met often with his friends Hillary Clinton and John Podesta. And Branson's Necker Island is directly next to Epstein's Little St. James Island.
You don't say.
Even The Guardian reported that Epstein had Branson's personal phone number. One section of Branson's Island is called the Elders Temple, a location where many older and still powerful people meet up to discuss their, quote, philanthropic endeavors.
We hope you enjoy your flight with Virgin Atlantic and hope to be there in approximately 35. Are we there yet? Thank you and enjoy your holiday.
Branson's plane company is partnered with the Radcliffe Foundation, which is owned by Frank Giustra, who created the Alpida Project, the logo of which bears a striking resemblance to the boy lover pedophile symbol.
Oh, you don't say. Hold on.
I'd like to introduce some new students.
Richard Branson, want to help save the ocean? Just join us and become. Okay. Terramar Project citizens. Oh. Let's be citizens of Terramar.
I'd like to introduce some new students, Mr. Black and Mr. White.
No way! The government dude sent to steal our experiments for their secret covert operations.
No, dude, we're here for a righteous education and to meet babes.
Silly me. Wrong program. I tracked Bling Bling Boy to his parents' private island, 30 miles off the coast.
CIA pizza. We deliver to evil secret islands. Like, it's right in your fucking face. Oh, wait a second. We've seen those before. Oh.
I've seen enough to be confident in the postulation that Terramar was set up to create a kind of separate society, or to facilitate one that already exists. A new world with its own laws, the locations of which scattered across several privately owned islands and clandestine sections of the Arctic Ocean, some of which could potentially be underwater. Human trafficking on a global scale, involving internationally connected intelligence agencies, politicians, and billionaires. I don't pretend to know why trafficking children seems to be a requisite for this elite group, but the reality that such an operation exists is undeniable to me. If the censorship regarding this topic should tell us anything, it's that we're almost certainly onto something unbelievably big. I truly believe this to be the case. I truly believe there are children currently surviving circumstances at the hands of evil and suffering at a rate the likes of which I don't think I have the ability to properly imagine. And a large part of me feels my videos on this topic are not actually helping children currently in harm's way, but simply revealing how seemingly impossible it is to do so. While this could be true, our brief pain of feeling unable to help pales in comparison to the suffering endured by children all over the world who are at this very moment truly defenseless and truly suffering. If nothing else, what's most important is knowing in our hearts this is real and happening now, because it's only from there that progress can begin. So I ask, what do you think about Maxwell's Terramar project? What does your heart tell you?
Those two. Avicii's music video.
Come on, faster!
Sir, it's all taken care of. I think you're really going to enjoy these two.
Hurry down! Come on, faster!
For a better day.
Yep. Rest in peace, Avicii. Another famous star that was linked to blowing the whistle on the human trafficking, like Chester Bennington and Chris
Cornell, Anthony Bourdain,
and I think they killed Robin Williams. I don't think it was he was going to blow the whistle on that, but possibly.
Yeah. Surprised Mel Gibson's still kicking right now.
Well, a lot of people talk about that and reference that. It's a possibility that it's like an Ashton Kutcher situation where he's doing all this stuff for the kids to make it seem like they're actually doing something. In reality, no, it's a giant cover up to actually traffic kids. Because that's allegedly what Ashton Kutcher was doing with his.
With Gibson, he's been talking out about this, and they made him look like a crazy bird when he was like, Hollywood's built on the blood of children, et cetera, et cetera. Like he went hard, and then they started recording him drunk rants, saying he beat his girlfriend, saying he did all this other shit.
So
they blackballed him for like 10 years.
I truly think that Mel Gibson's a good guy. I that's how I feel about the situation.
He's an Aussie.
I feel like he's a white hat, but I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. I can't confirm it, but me personally, I think he's one of us. He's very outspoken about the people that you can't say on these platforms that we're on. Spelled backwards is WEJ. Figure that out for yourself. But he's very outspoken about calling out the tiny hat activities, and it's very refreshing to see someone, and Roseanne Barr's doing it as well. Roseanne Barr is going off.
Right now.
Going off. I wonder what is
well, I got a question for you. Like, so we've spoken about this so many times, and I'm sure the listeners they're in the same realm as us with certain things. Like, to get to that status of like Mel Gibson, The Rock, the this, the that. Obviously, nobody can be clean for that long of their life, especially becoming a movie star in the 80s, 90s, like when you party. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. Do you think these guys are just paying their penance and they're exposing this? Or do you think through the way they've been moving, they've just seen it and they weren't able to do anything about it? And they've kind of been like, just like navigating through the shit show of Hollywood. And now they're just like, enough is enough. Or they have white hat backing to be like, yo, start opening your mouth.
So I'm very interested to see how that is going to work out, because I'm in the belief, like I always go back to one of these early posts on the Q Research board. And I'll never forget it. So it was February 23rd, 2019. Someone goes to the Q Research board and goes, "Hello, I'm not sure if this will be seen by much, but I was directed to post on Q General Research. I know Hollywood Anon. So on the boards, there's Hollywood Anon, FBI Anons, things like that."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "I know Hollywood Anon. I'm another Hollywood Anon. I need to remain entirely anonymous, but I have been in several blockbuster films and television in the last decade. I will just say that this is all very real. You cannot imagine the depravity that exists in Hwood. Nobody is entirely clean, including myself. Some are, in capital letters, much worse than others. But anyone with serious commercial success has done something they would never want their fans to know. The A-list knows that Q is real. They know Trump is on their asses and he's coming for them. They feel extremely betrayed by Trump, which is why they are seething with rage. But be easy with your judgments. Many were forced and born into this life, as many others were tricked into committing heinous acts for fame / do not have control of themselves. Some are breaking free. Watch Kanye. He's a hero to many." This is in 2019.
Yeah.
This is in 2019. And,
well, I mean, think about it. Over the years, how much shit has come out, like Kanye losing his mind, Britney Spears losing his mind, Amanda Bates losing their minds, all MK Ultra, all people that came up through, a lot of them came up through Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. They're like
Holly Pasternak getting exposed.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. And they're all coming up through these same places, and they're acting very strangely. But I
feel bad for the kids that, sorry to cut you off, but I feel bad for the kids that, like, their parents are stars and they just move them like commodity. Like, these stars have their kids and they're just putting them places, making them transgender, selling them to their friends for a couple of years so they could use them as a fuck toy, bringing them back. Why do you think all these kids have so much problems? Not just being a rich kid and the drugs, but like, they're all fucked up, man.
All these celebrities their kids are now trans. It's very weird, and they're all controlled, and many of them don't have control. Like the statement, many of them don't have control of their own bodies, is a very powerful statement, because it does seem like that they are under some sort of control in some instances, like that Lady Gaga video coming out where she's like fucking freaking out. Kanye, like you could see that the guy like Holly Pasternak, it's just a coincidence. He's Elliot Page. What's her name? That was in Juno. That's now a dude.
Yeah, I know.
He was Ellen, I think, Ellen Page.
Mm-hmm.
He was her personal trainer, and the text messages that Kanye put out. And I think it's very odd, Kanye's behavior. And it's not like odd that what he's doing. What's odd is like he's coming out doing all this crazy stuff and saying all these very crazy things that a lot of it holds a lot of truth.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of truth, and putting out these text messages, and then he just disappears off the face of the earth,
and then he comes back looking a little different too.
Yep, he always does. So like this time he shaved off his eyebrows. Last time they dyed his hair blonde, it's almost as if like the MK, they were able to turn on the MK Ultra programming that these people went through. Because we know this is very real. This is not something that's a conspiracy that is just completely make-believe. There's 100% proof that our government was heavily involved in mind control operations, and they destroyed 90% of the documents after they got caught. And you expect us to believe that they just stopped. And the documents that we do have are some of the most disgusting, evil shit that you'd see our government doing to human beings and testing on human beings. And we don't even know 90% of what they were actually doing. So that being the case, for us to sit here and expect us to stop believing that to believe that they even stopped whatsoever is you're silly and very naive. They just reprogrammed.
I mean, just take the last 3 years into consideration. Take the last week of them just putting the FBI on trial, not on trial, but in hearings and everything, and just seeing them caught in lie after lie and fabricating evidence and everything else. It's insane.
Well, people don't realize.
And they've been doing this since they started.
what's really wild is 100%. What's really wild is like this whole thing with Donald Trump and the leaked audio. People don't realize the documents that they're arguing over and the documents that they want back that he legally declassified with his standing order are documents that show that General Milley was creating a coup beyond the president to go into war with Iran because Donald Trump was pulling out of the Iran deal. Like, these are the documents that we're talking about that our government and our agencies are going to go around normal channels of what's the word I'm looking for?
What's that? Normal, chain of command.
Chain of command. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Chains of command, not channels. I'm retarded.
Yeah, you're good.
But they're going to go around normal chain of command to do things so they can carry out their agenda because these things are being stopped by people like Donald Trump. It's very wild to see that that people don't realize. Well, it's not wild to see. It's because our media is so good at programming people and leaving out certain things and spinning narratives.
I mean, it's people's whole lives of being brainwashed. I mean, I'm 40 years old, and there's been narratives that, I mean, luckily I could think for myself, and I disconnected from this bullshit way early, But I mean, these are people. It's like, I always say it's the adult equivalent finding out like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy ain't real. Like you find that out, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, if that one isn't, then definitely the Easter Bunny isn't, and then if the Easter Bunny isn't, fucking leprechauns on St. Patty's Day. Then you realize like your grandma lied to you, your mom lied to you, your sister lied to you, your bus driver, your teacher. Everybody was in on it. That's like one of the easiest ways for me to explain to everybody. Like everybody was in on it.
Everybody's in on the big lie.
Mm-hmm.
They're continuing to port it. So all these elites and let's keep it 100, Garrett. What better way to have control over somebody and get them to do what you want them to do by putting them in scenarios that are very damning to their very compromising. Like
I don't even think we can fathom what some of these situations that these people are like so hell bent and will die for that they've been put in. And you have to feel, even though they did it, you have to feel a little remorse for the people. Like he said, like, don't judge too hard because some of these people were forced, coerced, like gun to the head. You do this, we're going to film it. And now we have it,
Some of these kids are born to these celebrities. And this is why these celebrities adopt a lot of the times in my opinion. But these celebrities, they have these kids and they force them into these situations and they put them in these situations on purpose. And it's really sick. Like I think about what's going on in the stories that are coming out about Hunter Biden's niece, Haley Biden, or Natalie, I should say. That's really sick, disgusting stuff. And the pictures, like there's literally pictures on his phone of like little kids with their mouths wide open, and he drew cocks and coming out of the cocks in front of the little kids. I'm like, that is just like that's not funny.
You're telling me that what kind of normal behavior is that?
It's not funny. That's not a joke. Like they're little kids. Like it's funny when you do like if I had a picture.
If it was like a picture of you with your mouth open and I drew it, we'd be like, cocksucker. Like yes, my old boys, we draw dicks on things.
My old roommate fell asleep, so I took a picture and I put one of those clouds over his head and I drew a big veiny cock, and I was like, oh, look, my guy's dreaming about dick, and like that's funny. But when you do it with children, it is not fucking funny. Like that's gross, that's disturbing, that's wrong. Like there's no need to be doing that. And they have these things. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen. A lot of the times you don't even need to be doing the acts to get caught up in the blackmail. All you have to do is be present. Like, for example, a very easy way to catch people. You're an up and coming star. You're coming up in the business, and your agent or somebody who's already connected in the club says, "Hey, listen, we're going to this big party. It's at my friend's private island. It's going to be awesome. There's, the who's who of celebrities is going to be there. Do you want to come with me? We're taking this private jet. It's going to be a great time. Come on down." Garrett, if someone came up to you and was like, yo, we're going to a fucking party, we're going to take a private plane and go to this private island and have a big blowout party, like that sounds like a lot of fucking fun. That's like
We'd
yo,
be like, sign me up, fuckers.
whoa, what?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in. Sign me up. It's not a stretch to say like, oh, they like to get people to go there was hard. Like it's very easy. Private fucking island. And
you want to go hang out in the Bahamas for the weekend at a fucking your own personal resort, and it's top notch, 5-star, all the booze you can drink, all the drugs you can do.
Best food, the best chefs are going to be there. It's going to be a great fucking time. You come down there, you party, you have a great fucking time. You have an awesome fucking time. You don't even know what's going on.
There's another side of the island.
You don't even know what's going on, but you're there. You're at the island. Now, Jeffrey Epstein gets arrested. Like, for example, in his 2008 and 2009 conviction, he got arrested, and it was not a federal case. It was a local Palm Beach case, and wasn't supposed to get arrested. So when they gave him that sweetheart deal, and then the victims filed a civil case to sue him, the lawyers subpoenaed everybody. Nobody helped except for Donald J. Trump.
Uncle Donnie came in.
Only person who helped out in the civil case and gave the lawyers some actual help in the case. Everybody else refused to help out and denied the subpoenas, like refused to answer the subpoenas, which is not surprising because all of a sudden this is coming out, and you go to the island. Jeffrey Epstein just got caught doing all this evil stuff, and if you speak about it, here's some photos of you on the island. You open up the manila envelope, you're like, oh fuck. Say shit because they're gonna release this, and it's the gang mentality. Like
remember those hot girls you were hanging out with? They were 16, not 20 or 18.
Yep, and they show the pictures, but you're just there. Like they could be even 18-year-old girls, but you're at the island. Like here's pictures. Here's pictures of so-and-so celebrity at Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Everybody's automatically gonna start assuming label. You're part of the gang. You were doing some evil shit. Anybody who went to the island is automatically tainted goods. Like you're automatically fucked, whether you were involved in the depravity and the evil or not. You were there, and you're guilty by association at this point because of how evil crimes that were committed there. So I think it's very easy. It's like the gang mentality. It's like, okay, well, if you want to come out and blow the whistle and say that we're all pedophiles, we're all going to gang up. Here's the evidence. We have it.
100%.
We're going to all get, no, we're not. What? We're not. We didn't know anything. This person, though, this person, I think this is what they did.
He's a groomer. He has Miss USA pageants. He's got this.
I think this is what they did to Michael Jackson, personally.
I think they did too. I think that kid was through the ringer from the time he was a kid, and he was passed around that music industry. Like you had what was it? Quincy, what's his name? Quincy something. That's Jones? Did you ever hear the story about him asking Tupac to fuck him in the ass?
No.
Yeah, that came out. I just saw it not too long ago, and he was like, "What the fuck?" But like, Michael Jackson's been around that scene for so long, dude, as a child too, and brought up, and then he just loses his mind, turns different colors, facial reconstruction after facial reconstruction.
Well, he also was by NBC. He wanted to flip the music industry upside down. Look at Prince. Prince started to talk about what was going on.
Yep, him too.
Turns up dead.
A lot of them do.
It's very wild, and they do everything they possibly can to blackmail you and control you. And with those kinds of resources, it's pretty easy. Like again, if someone asked you, like, "Yo, we're going to a private island in the Bahama area, like in that area, let's go." Like that sounds like a lot of fun. Not knowing anything, you're a normie, like you're not in the political world. Like even now with all of this evil shit going on, I guarantee you ask 1,000 people, my buddy's got a private island. We're gonna go and have a good time down in the Bahamas area. Let's go.
We're gonna jet ski. We're gonna drink. We're gonna eat. We're gonna fucking play golf.
Yes. Everybody. Nobody is sitting here like, sounds
like a terrible time.
I'm worried that island that your buddy.
I don't even have to pay for anything. Fucking in, bro.
But like, no one's gonna sit there and be like, oh man, like, is he not?
Especially when you're trying to rub elbows with the bigwigs that are trying to get you into the spot that you want to be, man.
Yep, without a doubt. But no one's going to be like, oh, I think they're doing some weird shit at that island. I'm just going to not go. Like, no one's thinking that when they're given an offer like that. Even today.
I think further down the road, once people started, because people whisper and talk, oh, I went to that island. It was great. You should go. Or I went to that island and there's some fucked up shit going on. And just watch yourself if you go down there. Like, there's still normal people. Not everybody can be fucked.
No,
so like it's like
you're guilty by association. Went down there,
1,000%.
What happens in a lot of cases? These people go down there, and it's like you're already a part. Like it gets to a point, like you're already a part of it. You might as if you can't beat them, join them, kind of thing. And I bet that happens a lot of the time as well. Like I can't break through. I don't want to be a part of this evil stuff. But if I do this evil stuff, I'll get through. And like it's in front of my face all the time. I know it's there. Like they can compromise me whether I do it or not. So I might as well do it. I guarantee there's a lot of those situations, man. And it's sick and it's sad that people won't stand up and say no. And I'm sure there are people. I'm sure there are celebrities that see the evil.
I think you're starting to see him come out a little bit more and more. And, I think there's also, I know I got to get off in like a minute, but like, I know there's also, I think there's a conscious battle. Like we always say it's good versus evil. And I think a lot of these people are trying to right their wrongs because they realize how evil they were and they don't want to go to whatever you believe in that other place with all this stuff on their conscience without repenting or trying to make good.
Yeah, they want to try to save themselves and rather than go to hell for all of their sins, they want to go up to heaven with God. That's a very good possibility that
and all these people are always going underground and under the ocean and under there. So who are they hanging out with down below?
Yeah, they're going to Antarctica. They're doing all this weird fucking shit.
Oh, we gotta do an Antarctica one.
Yeah, we got to do an Antarctica. There's a lot of fucking weird shit down in Antarctica.
Wild shit. But hey, awesome episode today. Make sure you guys check out the We the People episode last night. I made James lose his mind because I interrupted him. It was fucking fantastic. It was so funny. It was so good. So go check out the We.
Bring his fucking neck through the camera.
Dude, I got him so good. I knew I was just stirring the pot. I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
2 words. Couldn't even have a conversation. It was
nope. I said you would
2 words. Garrett's jumping in.
Well, if you guys have noticed, James likes to go on his rants and preach. So I said, "Oh, what? You didn't want to have a guest on and hear him speak? You just wanted to talk to him? You just wanted to lecture him the whole time?"
I want to get my fucking statement across and then hear what you have to say.
What do we always say? You tell me all the time. If you don't cut me off, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, but not
be self-aware.
2 seconds of a fucking statement.
And then Alan got on my team, and James got even more pissed. It was amazing. Go check it out, guys. Obviously, you got Freedom Friday, right?
We got Freedom this week coming up. We got no Red Pill Gaming tonight. Scorpion is going on a trip, but we will be back on Friday. And 8:30 p.m. Follow us on Rumble, Cloud Hub, Foxhole. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, share, like. It really helps us out with the algorithm. Shout out to our sponsors, My Page Cigars, Kush Creams, Serious CBD. Check out Sergeant and Samurai. You got an episode dropping tomorrow?
We dropped one on Tuesday. It was out this Tuesday, so go give a follow over there at Rumble, Cloud Hub, and Apple Podcast.
Go and check that out. We'll be back next week with some more Winning Wednesdays. Check out Alan, MAGA mornings every day, 8 a.m. Eastern, doing an hour, gangbanging on the government. Go give him a follow as well. Check him out, my co-host on We the People Radio and Freedom Fridays. It's been fun, guys. We'll be back. Until next time, guys. Where we go one, we go all.
Later, kids.
Good fuck, Garrett.
Sometimes bad things, horrible things happen to good people. I don't know why. but life isn't fair. That's the reality. A good person in the wrong place, in the wrong time, can end up just a victim of fate and of reality. And it can be horrible and heart-wrenching. But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to lash out at people? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it? Are you going to fall over and fall down and fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Are you going to face this issue with courage and with resolution? I say lead. Lead. Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Draw fire. That's when a member of a platoon, for tactical reasons, steps into the open to draw enemy fire. Maybe to give another part of his team the chance to move or distract the enemy. But that's what I say. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others cannot. When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing. The thing standing tall that can be relied upon. Because I know that attitude will spread. It will bolster those around me. And we will fight. And in fighting, we will win. And if not the battle, and if not the war, we will win because our spirit, it will never surrender. And that is the ultimate victory. To hold your head high, and even in the face of inescapable defeat, to stand and to fight. That is to win.